Last week was the show of shows for the gaming industry, and now that I've emerged from my post-E3 sleep/fatigue coma, it's time to look back on everything E3 2012 had to offer. From the conferences to the show floor and more, it's time for the hot off the grill E3 2012 Wrap-Up Extravaganza. Hello and welcome to the June 16th installment of GamerNode.com's Hot Off the Grill. Good to be back. Senior editor Jason Fanelli, and after a long week of games, talks, get-togethers, and I know I took a week off, sorry about that, there's a ton of things jumping off the plate, so let's get right to it. 5 companies took 5 different stages to show their wares this year, but there was clearly one ahead of the game. Microsoft showed off some high-octane and really freaking loud demos of Halo 4, Call of Duty Black Ops, and the debuting Splinter Cell Blacklist, but they spent way too much time on the impressive but better served for consumer electronics show, Xbox Smart Glass. Look, I'm all about the technology. It was awesome, but people were falling asleep in the audience. Not even Usher's Dance Central 3 demo/concert could save your show. Furthermore, starting your show with Halo 4 and ending with Call of Duty Black Ops seemed a little backwards. Shouldn't you start with the third party and end with the in-house game? I loved your demos, I loved the tech, but just the structure of the show did not sit well with me. EA rolled out expected trailers and demos for heavy hitters like Dead Space 3, Crysis 3, and their sports lineup, but shocked the world with their announcement of a partnership with the UFC. I'd also like to point out how awesome the new SimCity looks. Crime going from one person's town to another, 3 people coming together to build central locations that all 3 contribute to and then can use. This SimCity looks to be the best yet. Thank God this franchise is back, even though I didn't even know I wanted it. Ubisoft's conference crowned them kings of E3 2012 before the show floor even opened. Just Dance Floor opened the show and gave Microsoft a lesson in how to use a pop star properly. Props to Flo Rida. Assassin's Creed 3 looked fantastic, and the ZombiU Rayman Legends 1-2 Wii U punch made Nintendo's new system look great before it even debuted. However, it was Watch_Dogs' debut at the end of the show that sent us all into a frenzy. In a show that was bereft of huge surprises, Ubisoft made a huge splash to the delight of attendees and fans alike. Anyone who watched the conferences knows that Ubisoft won the conference circuit at E3 2012 before 2 of the big 3 even spoke a word. Sony started out strong with Beyond, the next game of Heavy Rain developer Quantic Dream, but after that, like Microsoft, their show just lacked oomph. Demos for PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale and The Last of Us were impressive. Adding Big Daddy to PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale is awesome. But what in the holy crap is Wonderbook? Furthermore, if you're going to say no one can say it better than J.K. Rowling herself, then why isn't J.K. herself walking on stage? Why do you then put a wall of text of what she said? Not even the free year of PlayStation Plus given to all attendees could hide the mediocrity of Sony's show. Nintendo's show. Where do I start? I had such high hopes for this conference, as many of the other Node guys in attendance can attest. I had dreams of Pikmin and Star Fox and Metroid dancing around in my head. When Miyamoto hit the stage and started with Pikmin 3, my excitement rose. When Reggie came out and talked about more than 20 Wii U titles to be shown before we left, I hit a fever pitch. Impressive third-party support from Warner Brothers and Ubisoft made Wii U look even better, and then Nintendo Land? Constant Facebook/Twitter/YouTube mentions? No retro studios at all? Don't get me wrong, the Wii U has a ton of potential and loads of impressive games, but man did I want more from your conference. Before I talk about what was on the show floor, let's not forget about the games that are coming out soon. This is a busy week for game stores as 3 games and a highly touted expansion hit shelves. Dust off those mugs and have a taste of what's on tap. A pair of kid-friendly offerings kick us off, starting on Sunday with Pokemon Conquest, otherwise known as Pokemon Meets Nobunaga's Ambition. Can't believe I'm saying this, but this could end up being one of the best DS games of the year, even though it's not a 3DS title. LEGO Batman 2 adds more DC superheroes like Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Green Lantern to the mix, adding some variety to the successful LEGO franchise. Kinect owners get to man their heavy mechs in Capcom's Steel Battalion Heavy Armor, and 2K and Firaxis deliver more Civilization 5 goodness with the Gods and Kings expansion. There's a lot of variety in the gaming this week, including some family-friendly titles, so what makes you thirsty for more of what's on tap? Alright, so a lot of people are saying that this was a bad E3 because of the conferences. And while I agree that the shows besides Ubisoft were underwhelming, the show floor itself is an entirely different story. This was the best show floor in the 3 years I've attended. Every booth had at least one knockout game, and most had multiple AAA titles to show. West Hall, aka Big Three Land, housed all three of the console kings, and each of them had first and third party games to show. I saw Zombie U and Pikmin at Nintendo's booth, All-Stars Battle Royale and the highly underrated Unfinished Swan at Sony, and Gears of War Judgment and Forza Horizon over at Microsoft. Between the three booths, virtually all of the top games of the show could be played without even leaving the West Hall, especially when you consider the Atlas booth around the corner with the two Persona 4 games, Arena and Golden. South Hall, or what I like to call third-party Palooza, was bursting at the seams with awesome games. Capcom had Resident Evil 6 and DMC, 2K showed Borderlands and XCOM Enemy Unknown, Ubisoft brought everything from their conference, as did EA, and the list goes on. I didn't even talk about Namco, Square Enix, Activision, and the conference rooms where THQ, Telltale Games, and more showed their wares. I understand that those who did not attend E3 won't be able to make this judgment because, well, they weren't there. They couldn't experience it for themselves. But believe me when I tell you that based what was on the show floor, this is an incredible year for games, and none of you have anything to worry about. I played or saw over 40 games while at the show, but only a few can win my prestigious awards. So without further ado, I present the hot off the grill golden spatulas for E3 2012. One quick note, these awards are not the GamerNode Best of 3 E3 awards you see up there. Those will be posted on the site later. These are the golden spatulas, as voted on those involved with hot off the grill. All two of us. Anyway, on to the awards. The first golden spatula is Publisher of the Show, and that should be obvious if you were paying attention. Ubisoft. Surprise debuts, quality games, and a presence at all three of the Big Three conferences solidified their position as a big-time game publisher. It's hard not to consider Ubisoft at the level of EA and Activision after this year's show. Case in point, the GamerNode staff gave away 16 Game of the Show nominations, and Ubisoft games accounted for 6 of them. Should tell you everything you need to know. Congratulations, Ubisoft. The next spatula, Tech of the Show, goes to Nintendo's Wii U. While Xbox Smart Glass could expand gaming accessibility, and Unreal Engine 4 and Luminous Engine could revolutionize the way games look, the Wii U is all about changing the way we play, and that is the most important thing. The dual screen possibilities are endless, and the software shown on the floor exhibits just a few of them. From inventory management to overhead map access on the fly, Wii U is going to give us more possibilities than ever, and that makes it a damn fine console. Congratulations, Nintendo. Can't wait to see what you got. Next, the spatula for trailer at the show, and the winner is Zombie U for the trailer shown at the Ubisoft conference. Ubi took a lot of cues from the first Dead Island trailer, which was excellent in its own right. Zombie U instantly turned heads when that video started. The excellent rendition of God Save the Queen was beautiful and haunting, just like the trailer itself. Debut trailers have to hook people immediately in order to be successful, and Zombie U did that better than any other game at this year's show. Finally, the most prestigious awards, the spatulas for the best games of E3 2012. The bronze spatula goes to Watch_Dogs, which made an impressive debut at the end of Ubisoft's conference. The idea that my character will be able to shut off traffic lights, disrupt communications, and learn about every other person they walk by just by looking at them is incredible. How many games do you know give NPCs this type of personality? As soon as the demo ended, I wanted more, and that is what a game's debut should do. Excellent job, Watch Dogs. The silver spatula is presented to Injustice Gods Among Us, the next project from NetherRealm Studios. Of course, I'm a sucker for fighting games, I know that, but to see the interactive backgrounds and multiple arena transitions was awe-inspiring, and the inclusion of DC characters on the roster is brilliant. Injustice seems like an attempt to make up for Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, and even though I didn't know I wanted that attempt, I certainly do now. Props to NetherRealm for a great show. Finally, the golden spatula for the best game of E3 2012, Tomb Raider. Lara's transformation from a vulnerable young girl to a strong, powerful woman unfolded before my eyes in a 15-minute demo, and I have not stopped thinking about it since. Of course, it doesn't hurt, the game looks stunning and features a ton of high-action moments, but this game will be all about the rise of Lara Croft, and I just can't wait to play it. That delay to March 5th, 2013 is killing me, but I know it'll be well worth it. Congratulations to Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Interactive, and Square Enix. You guys have certainly earned the best game of E3 2012 Golden Spatula. With the hardware dispensed and the winners acknowledged, the kitchen is closed on E3 2012. While the grill is moving on from the Super Bowl of gaming, GamerNode.com has plenty for you to look at. Previews, video interviews, including Suda 51, and awards of their own to check out. Make sure to follow all of the E3 fallout on GamerNode in the coming days. Until next time, stay hungry, my friends, and thanks for watching.